'Tis the 7th October. Welcome on in, Mo. Another beautiful day. So today is my day, every day's my day. So in your finest hour might be the most highest opportunity, the gnarliest percent present of your most remembered failure. There is the game of dichotomy. Also, in your most weakest of moments, Goggins says, could be just as God has says, rejoice in your weakness, because then shows a higher strength, not internally, not mustered up or manifested. And then the ones who are designing the ensnarement, or thus the opportunities to shine, the drudgery in which we must all accept upon. As Alan Watts, I just heard so poetically put, as life is the game worth playing, as such the candle burning to give it light. A game worthwhile playing, a worthiness in it. So just like we said, I said, weakness could be the most invaluable opportunity to show a strength that is not understood by most. A strength that could exert such immense energy and power without force, just generation, a creative such, lying fear and threat from blows observing because of what it holds. Potent opportunities to take outside yourself what's going on, sit it at the table if you were, and then observe and see how you can utilize that in the moment in all its greatness. Greatness isn't the opposite of weakness. Just remember that. Yes, I know all. Every cry for mercy, every sight of weariness, every plea for help, every sorrow over a failure, every weakness, this all-knowing, omnipotent, omniscient Savior, breathe forgiveness over us. All our weaknesses thou doest know. We're open books. My tender sympathy is yours, my strength is yours. I am with you through all. This is your purpose. Your purpose holds power. This is an energy in which never diminishes. It overlies this thing we call linear time that we experience. Tomorrow that never happens, that never was, that never once will be, is a tomorrow. thus only in our minds, mentally convoluting this interaction we all share, or have an opportunity to share. Rejoice at your weakness, my child. My strength is made perfect in your weakness. Therein lies your dichotomy. To show strength, you must to show strength is to show restraint. To show strength is to hold reserve when challenged in your weak link of the chain. When you are weak, then I am strong. Strong to help. Strong to cure. Strong to protect. This isn't just a rest day. This is a like, hey, I need help. Hey man, this is me relinquishing and understanding inadequacies, a weakness, not yet sufficient for whatever that is going on. Rejoice in weakness because it is an opportunity to show supreme strength beyond understanding, a fucking courage that will annihilate the observers, especially a hidden, to see how contagious and consuming this cosmos like tenacity and viciousness and just rampage forward energy, unrelinquishing, unboundable. We don't have it, but we have it. We can call upon it. It doesn't reside in this. Does your thoughts reside in your body? Do these things we think sit in this little goop ball of a fucking fatty tissue called our brain, bro? No. Is it in the essence that flows them witching down and up these things? What are they? How many are these? How many? What, 33 of them? I don't know. How many? That it's got to climb up? That it's got to climb up like DNA sequences? Let it flow freely to and through you. Energies, not controlling. Thus, when needing control to enforce action upon our purpose, then fucking sit at the controls and rock it. But strength is knowing when you don't. And should. Should's a weird one. I like how Tony Robinson says, don't shoulda all over yourself. You don't need to do that. Very purposeful I oughts that are lingering on the line of I must. Trust comes with weakness. I don't think anyone can cooperate with the emotion of weakness, the succumbing heaviness of understanding weakness, especially if driven since childhood to be winners. Taking L's, bro, means just delayed time because we're tied to this. It's a hard one for most people to swallow, especially ones who are adamantly driven and see that as, yes, a learning, but learning's time. Just no. Our no's are different. Mine's with a net. Trust makes weakness a swallowable pill. Also, trust relinquishes a capstone on success. Trust gives a greater horizon. I love the saying, You can't steal anything from me if I give it all away freely. I love that saying. There's a weakness in, there's a strength that looks like weakness, and we call it vulnerability. A lot of times vulnerability has a synonym of having raw, no filter. Vulnerability means out on display. Vulnerability means open to. A vulnerability could mean allowing interaction, harmful or not. But there is a source of protection on certain, all, once chosen and understood and accepted and said, hey, this is my birthright as a human being on this thing. I demand a cloaking and a trust of protection propelling me forward. Breakdown for today's numbers, epic. I didn't even check a look at it yet. Certainly checking it out. Energetic blueprint, we got 15 breaking it into 6. I'll align with the number 6 in certain aspects. Harmonious relationships, a nurturing and focusing your family and loved ones, taking responsibility for maintaining balance and harmony in your interactions, and a totaling out in sum of balance, maintaining balance between those commitments or your desires or those interactions, feeding energy or needing that. It's a beautiful flow. It's a beautiful grow. If you're growing, it's a beautiful glow within that fucking sphere you're generating, this field. I honestly think to tend the field is your trioidal field. I'm even saying it funky right now. Trioidal field, bro. Tesla knows what's up, Nikolai. New beginnings. Despite the focus on relationship, utilize energy of new beginnings to initiate. That is my personal take of allowing everybody you know, for however long this relationship is, to show up anew and giving them fucking full access to bring to the table a new them every day. Never, no priding, not holding them back to a past thing they were pursuing, if not accomplished or awarded awareness to navigate and use later on in life. Ooh, epic way of putting things and steering to a new beginning, but allowing everybody. That's not fucking thinking about it and or Facebook stalking them until you talk to them next. It's like, hey dude, I haven't talked to you in a year and a half. I haven't talked to you in a month. What's up, man? And letting it all be anew and a story to tell. Some people don't like that, which is a weird one, when they just expect you to already be caught up in the know. Because of these different social platforms we all interact on, some live on, but a good opportunity to practice letting people show up as a new beginning in themselves when they come talk to you. I always like to talk to a lot of potent performing people that almost have to introduce themselves every time I talk to them because of a new accomplishment or a new thing they're starting or a new business they are doing. And this isn't just rambling on. There's a completion, there's a stop, there's a beginning, a totaling, and a stop, and then a new, right? And these are cool little hats or endeavors, and like, I love talking to people like that. That's on an individual, speaking to an individual nature. You doing this with the people you know allows individuals to assert themselves in speaking to who they are anew and to almost proclaim it when they come talk to you. Awesome opportunity to give people that almost no longer have that interaction or that little window and almost only reserve it for their resume or like LinkedIn acquaintance conversations. Like, bro, do it to everybody. Allow them the opportunity to share their new beginnings. It's almost a responsibility to be mindful to that on your personal level, or whether you're family or folks, or even just on a professional level, on your life at hand in business endeavors, or underlings, if you will, or employees you're supporting and feeding their families. That allows you to align with their aspirations and maybe pour into their ventures, while also showing how you can shine to that as well. And just like, dude, be mindful of the words you speak. Bring light out from wits. A lot of us are fucking tucked in these caves or these mountains or underneath our blankets or beds or whatever, and all we want to do is just spit all this awesome insight or these cool things that these little brains are just scrolling and data collecting, dude. And be mindful of that. It's a cool responsibility to take over, to allow people the art of conversation lost, especially as mentorship conversation, coaxing things, or this is almost at hand like a therapist bringing light somebody to their own understandings, if they're worth their weight in salt, instead of speaking over into their own opinion too. How can else? Family trees. Dedicate time to correct and connect with your family and loved ones if you're on a mismatch, create meaningful moments, not monetary moments, meaningful. That's memorable. Memory might be the currency that we're all missing as the real exchange and legacy leading. Knowledge and introspection, energetic for today. Reflect on your own growth, understanding. Use this energy of introspection, that's understanding, to seek knowledge and deepen your wisdom. I think that's always a good goal to do. What else? Yeah, breakdowns. Care 6, family 6, responsibility. Another one, knowledge 7, loner, which I like to say solitude 7. Fun one. Injury 7. Injury. To take into account and judge upon whether damaged or not, or needing repair or not. Injury. You are the one choosing to set forth a certain energy as consequence to what has happened. Awesome. It's a 7. Just like solitude in knowledge. Injury. Injury allows opportunity for weakness strategically used for a higher strength to come down and show itself. If you're just a warrior roaring and rocking, the only way this thing is going to be able to emulate itself and utilize you, this player, thus creation that you are, to be utilized and gifted and shifted from this thing. And if you are always at war, trust me, you're gonna get detained to show that breaking free, that you were just cuffed up and just had nothing to do with it, other than to show that we just broke the greatest motherfucking player out the gates, because it's not of him, it's of a higher togetherness. This power that resides, ironically, with 8 money as well. Funny how new beginnings always, or I should just say are, aligned and tied to masculinity. We got, it takes courage. It takes an act of, how does Bill you put it? Be willing to go among the masters as a fool, showing light as the learner. So not to move foolishly, but to understand at which point in time your knowledge is here and the comprehension's here, and you were a fool to think you know until you engage upon learning. So to be the learner, to wear that cap, if you will. I love it. It takes a courage, a certain courage, and a trust, and an inner strength, and knowing that the outcome is love, and the intention is awesome. Alright, so let's speak to one more time the energetic blueprint and the rundown for NumroJoeJoe for the 7th. I've been having fun. It's a 6. I love it. Come into a higher sense of responsibility, 6, and care, 6, you owe to yourself. The care you owe to yourself. Look within and see that what aspects may have been neglected in your past self that can be of benefit to your new higher self. Focus on yourself. It's a lot of yourself, but that is where weakness arises and resides. Usually a weakness isn't like, I'm carrying these guys. It's like a weakness is like, I need to be carried. Taking on the responsibility of building, cultivate, evolving thyself in the higher potential, seem to uncover new downloads of knowledge. This is in the diaspora. This is in, you want to tap into the Akashic records. You want to just fiddle the little web of the cosmos. Maybe tickle down some nectar for yourself through the tree of all that is the source, the juice. Alright, seek to uncover it, the downloads, from deep inner contemplation. It's usually where it resides because it's an inner standing. Unlocking more and more of the wisdom that helps to guide you to prosperity. A prosperity in wellness and wealth isn't necessarily monetary, but it does allow you a greater reach to do good because money is a magnifier. Take an honest look at thyself and allow the higher self to examine your highs and lows. That's huge. And if you don't got them, if you ain't got a list of wins to help you out and remind you when you're in your lows, or if you don't got a list of lows to remind you not to hit them again, because your memory might be a little too, or a little, and you don't get a lot going on, hard to keep track. You ain't got a record of it. Track records help out, man. Be mindful of what is being recorded. I always speak to myself. These are just logs to me, bro. One day I might post them, but as of so far, I love speaking to myself and then just giving back word of what I was and passing this down to my kids. You ever thought if you have kids, you make a little secret email, log to them, and then give it to them when they're 18, so all the little weird shit, you crying, you going down, you yelling at the camera, being like, why the and then gift it to them when they're adults or have kids? Whoo-wee! And they never saw half of that? Game. What are you recording? Be mindful. You have opportunities, take control. We have now very well and easily alerted to the masses, time is an illusion. We get to play interscope games, bro. Time machine. Good times. Take an honest look at thyself. These are the track records in which I hope you're logging down. Hope you're logging down your wins or your failures that are learning opportunities. We're just, man, it's awesome to do so. To be able to speak to yourself or listen to yourself. You're like, powerful stuff. You're like, I already went through this. Remember, buddy? And you tap in a little even closer to home when you go to tap in for an answer. Epic. Come to see, touch the power you have and can develop within. Have pride in who you are and will become. Have faith in your energies and this soul that has been granted to you. Epic way of looking at it. We are graciously gifted this wild, aggressively ever changing opportunity called life. And I do feel like we were all granted it, but we also signed up for it, and that we have an obligation. We have an obligation higher than our understanding can convey. Understand that you are taking steps that few people do nowadays. It's true, the great divide's gnarly. The last of the middle class, we're making that divide epically more vast each generation. In between generations, it's quite a gander to behold, zooming out and watching it play. Ultimately, provide the care, which is a 6, a love that you need to actualize thyself and seek to understand. Understanding. A game of fractionalism. Keep it rockin'. Whatever cool word you want to put at the end. Keep it hella. Balance, knowledge, introspection, individuality, family, responsibility, harmonious coexistence, collaborate, coerce, cohesion, cooperations. We're being the ones moved by external holders of the string. Evolve higher and understand that it is the dance of the cosmos that is just taking care of us, giving us balance, harmonious inner beings, interlockings, and it's our responsibility to intertwine and allow this family fluidity to happen. Keep it killer.